compared to as compared to east. So here they are highly elevated and here they are lower elevated. So that is why the rivers, some of the rivers have, maximum rivers have the slope like this. Only the two rivers which flow through this region, these are the Narmada and Tapi. Narmada river originate from Chota Nagpur Amarkantak hills, okay, that flow through eastward direction and drains its water into Arabian Sea. The parallel river that also originate from same central highland, and it also has the direction from east to west. So only Narmada and Tapi, these are the two rivers which has their direction from east to west. Rest of the rivers that flow through this region, they have the direction from west to east. So it indicates the slope of the central highlands. Now the central highlands are wider in west but narrower in the east, means the width is high, big in west, and towards its east side gradually the width of the plateau starts decreasing and it becomes narrower. The eastward extension of this plateau are locally known as Bundelkhand. As we move towards eastern direction, so gradually there are some subdivisions, and this plateau locally is locally known as Bundelkhand, then Baghelkhand. Further, the Chota Nagpur plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by the Damodar river. Chota Nagpur plateau I have shown here in this map. This is the Chota Nagpur plateau region. This is the further eastward extension of the central highland, and it is drained by river Damodar. River Damodar also originates from central highlands, and major area of the Jharkhand region is drained by Damodar river. Further it enters into West Bengal, where it merges with river Ganga and drains its water into Bay of Bengal. So this is the Chota Nagpur plateau region. Now the Deccan plateau. We will look about the physical features of the Deccan plateau. Deccan plateau is the triangular landmass that lies to the south of the river Narmada. The Satpura ranges flank its broad base in the north, while the Mahadev, the Kamur hills and the Maikal ranges form its eastern extension. Here, this is the triangular shape. You can see this is a triangular shape. This is Deccan plateau. Already I told you this is the Vindhya mountain, this is the Satpura mountain. This gives its boundary from north towards west side. It gets boundary from Western Ghats, and these are the Eastern Ghats. And further here northeast, here there are some local hills like Mahadev, like Maikal, like Kamur. These are some hills lying towards the northeast direction of Deccan plateau. In this way, this plateau region is has its boundary, and this whole area is known as the Deccan plateau. Next, the Deccan plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastward. Beta, unlike central highlands, Deccan plateau also are higher in west, means the elevation of this plateau is higher towards west side, and towards eastern side they are low in height. Okay, so that is why the slope of the Deccan plateau is also like this from west to east. Most of the rivers which originates from Western Ghats, either it is Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Tungbhadra, number of rivers which originate from Western Ghats, they take their route towards east just because of this higher elevation in west and lower elevation in east. Okay, and whatever the rivers originate from here, all such rivers drain their water into Bay of Bengal. The reason of this draining in Bay of Bengal, because towards west side they are higher elevated areas and towards eastern side they are lower elevated areas. Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastward, but in map I have explained you. Next, an extension of the plateau is also visible in the northeast, locally known as Meghalaya, Karbi Anglong Plateau and North Kachar Hills. This also beta you can see here on the map. This is northeastern extension. This plateau region is known by, locally it is known by Meghalaya Plateau, or it is known by the Kachar Hills or Karbi Anglong Plateau. This is the north